Yes, guys, and welcome back to our opposition preview. This is, of course, Luton Town taking on Arsenal for tomorrow's game, 8:15 kickoff. And yeah, of course, I had to get a Luton Town fan on. We're joined by Tyler from T Boys TV. How you doing, mate? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Thank you for bringing me on, mate.
No worries at all. Just let everyone know where they can find your channel and also what content you do as well.
Yeah, just T Boys TV, like you can see there. No, you've kindly put it in the title as well. But yeah, just literally mainly Luton content. Every now and then, on a community post, I put out my Premier League predictions every week to all sorts of games. But sometimes we do neutral watch-alongs as well. I remember when you guys played Tottenham last season, I managed to actually get an Arsenal and a Tottenham fan in the same room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, loads of content regarding it. I've done a little preview myself. So if you do want to check that out, obviously do check that out. I've done that a bit earlier on. And then tomorrow I'm doing a little mini vlog with one of my mates. He's coming
nice
around.
one.
He's an Arsenal fan as well. So it's gonna be an interesting one. But yeah.
Yeah, nice one, man. So let's get into it. Obviously, Luton Town, newly promoted sides. What's been your thoughts on how you guys have started so far this season?
I think the first couple of games, you can see that we were adapting to the league and still learning at the same time, the results we were having. Don't get me wrong, we played Brighton, they're a quality side. And, we feel as Luton fans, we're moving in a sort of similar direction to them, but they're just a few years ahead of the way we recruit. And, it's very similar in a way, but there's obviously more known because they're an established Premier League team now, a European team as well. So that was a good test to see where we're at, sort of first game of the season. Obviously, that didn't go quite great, as we know, but it was always going to be a difficult first game. Then, obviously, we took on Chelsea, who I know they have their little moments, but still, when you look at how much they've spent compared to us, they should really be beating us. It's one of them sort of things. But as the games have gone on, we've done well. It did take us a while, obviously, to get a home win. All our games have been tight at home, but it was good that we eventually got it, especially the next three coming up. It's sort of similar when we played Nottingham Forest and then we had like Man United, Liverpool. We sort of needed to sort of get a point there because how hard the City ground's tough. It can be tough to go to. So ideally, we needed to get a draw out of that. We did, and then we actually got a point out of Liverpool. Could have got more, to be fair. And then obviously, it's sort of the same with that Palace game, and then the next three, Brentford away, you guys, and then Man City at home after. So it's sort of like we needed to get something out of that Palace one. But it's been good, it's been a bit of a rocky ride, but we knew it was going to be like this. We know it's your first season in, you can't have any other expectations than trying to stay up. So I'd say it has been good. I think there's a few little things that we do need to adjust and sort out in January, but I'd say it's been a pretty decent start. A lot of people said we wouldn't get, we would get the points record, lowest points, and all we need now is a win, and we've already got that. So, we've got more than that now. So, we're doing well. We're doing well.
I mean, what was like your expectations going into obviously this new season? Like obviously, I know as fans, you obviously don't want your club to get relegated, but do you look at it and think it's a first season? Would you really mind if you were to go down this season?
For me, it's one of them. If we go down and we're fighting, then I'd 100% take it. And I know, we will be fighting. You've seen it. Look at us compared to like Sheffield United and Burnley, for example. Going into the season, I thought like a lot of people, I thought Burnley would do the best out of the three. Then I thought it'd be us and then Sheffield United. But we're doing better than both of them. So as long as we're showing that fight, that's all that really matters for me. My main expectations are obviously to stay up, like I said. I did say we'd just survived 17th at the start of the season. So that's where we currently are. And we've been there, majority of the weeks, to be fair, so far. So, it's one of them as well. When we more so, obviously we look forward to these games. This is why, we want to be in the Premier League, to be playing these sort of games like yourselves, Man Cities and all that. But ideally, where you want to beat the teams around you, that's what it's going to mainly come down to. As long as, when we play you guys and Man City, the performance is there, that's all I care about. And I'm sure all other Luton fans are like that.
100%, bro. Going to your transfer business in the summer, I know a few players you signed. You signed the guy in the thumb now, Townsend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ross Barkley as well. and you got was it Chon from Man United?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on your whole obviously transfer business? In the summer.
I was happy with it, to be honest. Obviously, the one that goes, on the hidden is obviously Benny. Obviously, he was the first one we done as well. Obviously, we got him from Rotherham. A lot of people were a bit like, "Oh, what are they doing?" But to be
Yeah.
fair, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say he's been up there with one of the best signings for us, alongside Kaminsky. Obviously, from Blackburn as well. Again, a player that's not had that experience of in the Prem, and they've just been unreal. I'd say the only game that Benny ain't really looked great in was the other day, but I don't want to say it, but it seems like he might be carrying a knock because he just wasn't himself. He's usually, that player who will take on anyone. He's done really well in games. He weren't starting games at the start of the season, and we were all thinking, sure, when's he going to get a start? Because he was just performing every time he was coming on. And he eventually got that start, and he's just a player that you just can't drop at the moment. So he's been good. Chong, he started again. Chong was the opposite. He started a lot of games, and he was doing okay. He was doing okay, but nothing really kicked off until that Liverpool game.
Yeah.
For him, obviously, where he got that goal. And for me, I feel with him, we need to use him more as an impact player, because I feel when he comes on, he's so much better. Like, he started the other day, and as much as we were so passive, and for me, it was the worst performance of the season. And I say that, I know we conceded more to Brighton, but for me, this was the worst because, the Brighton game, we were adapting to the Premier League. This game, Brentford are a good side, I know that, but I just feel the way we were so passive, and it was like we were waiting for them to score. It really wasn't good enough. So, I know we didn't really get the service up front, or they didn't, but I just feel we should use him more as an impact player. And then obviously Barkley, you have to give him credit, because he's been playing as a CDM, because, Nakamba's been out. Lokonga, obviously, from you guys on loan, is currently out at the moment as well. So, Barkley's had to play there. With how we set up, it makes sense, being more defensive, because just the quality the sides can possess, but at the same time it's how passive we are. But Ross Barkley, he's been really good. The Palace game for me was probably his best game. He was showing his experience, and he's still getting into the the sharpness and getting up to speed. Same with Townsend. So it's one of them where they're good signings, and they're signings that are really going to help us. And Townsend was one more. It wasn't too long ago, that one, compared to all the others, because obviously he was rumoured to go Burnley, didn't end up going there, and then he come to us, and he seems like he's enjoying it. He's already said, because it's only till January, he's already said that he wouldn't mind staying, extending.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Talking about obviously going into this game against Arsenal. Now, the main game I watched full 90 minutes of you this season was that Liverpool game, and I thought you guys were excellent. I thought the way you set up, obviously taking the lead as well, and it only took Luis Diaz to rescue Liverpool a point against you lot. Do you see yourselves setting up similar to the way you did, obviously against Liverpool, for this game?
I think we have to. I think we have to. Obviously being at home, we've got to be wary of your threats. We've got a lot of defensive injuries as well, which isn't great. We only had 3 available centre backs, right, against Brentford, and 2 of them got injured. And I'm not sure if they're going to be available tomorrow. One of them's waiting to see. They're going to see how he is tomorrow. So it's a bit of a difficult one. But I just feel we've got to. We're at home. We've got to make the most of it. We've got to be, especially with all these injuries, we've got to be playing players like Ryan Giles for me, because how good his crossing ability is, how direct we can be at home. I think if we do that, we can definitely, create chances and have good chances. I just feel we can't, and I can't see it because we're at home, but we just can't afford to be passive like we were against Brentford, especially against you guys. Obviously you guys are very high flying at the moment, and you've got better players, let's be honest. So we can't afford to be doing that.
I mean, talking about us then, what have you made of Arsenal, this season? Do you see us going all the way in and winning the title last year? Because obviously we did bottle it. We did capitulate to Man City last year. But this year, do you see Arsenal going all the way?
Thing is with you guys, I'd say you guys are a striker that's 20 plus goals off winning the league. that's generally what I think you guys are off. I think you're off at sort of Ivan Toney, someone who's proven in the Premier League, that's known for, not having, mares of missing chances. Do you know what I mean? Like Nketiah does at times.
Yeah.
He's good, but he's not going to get you 20 plus goals. I think that's all you're missing. I definitely think you'll be in the race. I think the only three in it for me are yourselves, Liverpool, and Man City. I don't think Tottenham are quite in it. I think they're in the top four personally, but I just think you're a striker off. If you get a striker in January, go all out, because obviously January it'll be more expensive. I think you got a good chance, because City, you're seeing it, they're quite vulnerable at the moment. De Bruyne being out's massive. They're still a wicked team, but you can see there's vulnerabilities there. And Liverpool, you know what they're like defensively at times. Brilliant attack, but their defence is a bit all over the place sometimes. So I think if you get a striker, like Ivan Toney, for example, I think you've got a very good chance.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think that's been the for this January window, that is got to be the main priority for Arsenal is getting someone like, as you said, Ivan Toney. Massive fan of that guy. And I know obviously he got banned and all that stuff, but he bagged 20 goals of playing for Brentford, with all due respect, last season. So imagine him, with the players that we've got, like Odegaard, all linking up, Saka, Martinelli. Yeah, I do agree with you there, man. I want to ask you about your manager, obviously Rob Edwards. How good of job has obviously he done for you guys?
He's done a brilliant job. When he come in, he didn't want to change up too much from what Nathan Jones done, which totally made sense, because it's not his players that he signed, is it? You want to keep it how it was working and that sort of thing. You can see this season he's slightly changing it up, which again, I do agree with. I just don't agree with how passive it was against Brentford. It was just so frustrating because, we thought going into it, they'd have more possession. We expect that. A lot of teams will against us, but it was just the fact that we were sitting back too much. We thought we'd try and hit him on the counter. Every time we got the ball back, we'd either play it back to the keeper or play it to the side where we're not going forward.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I've been frustrated with this season. But we are slightly changing it up. Obviously he is getting, more of the players that he wants in now. So I think he's done a brilliant job. He's even said it, when obviously we got promoted, he just capitalised on what Nathan Jones done, in the sense of just, adapting and keeping it how it is for now, and then doing little tweaks every now and then. But so far, he's done a good job. Like, there's a few times, obviously, I'm sure you're the same. Your manager makes a few substitutions. What are you doing that for? Like the other day, he put Jacob Brown, right, who obviously scored the winner against Palace.
Yeah.
He put him in as a right wing back, and then moved Kabore, who we've got on loan from Man City, the only wing back we've got on that right side, to left. He's never even played on the left. So there's sometimes I'm a bit like, what's he doing? But overall, I like the guy, man. And I think he is the guy going forward. Even if we do go down, he is the guy going forward for me.
Yeah, what have you made of like your attack this season? In particular, obviously Morris up front. How good has he been for you lot this season?
So he started off really well. He was. I remember numerous amount of times me and my dad would do shows, previewing the games at the start of the season, and we would go, if anyone's to score, it's going to be him, because he's the only one doing it. But as the games have gone on, he's been quite disappointing for me. Some people say it's harsh and I'm being a bit over the top. I don't think I am. People say he's not getting service, but for me, it's not even that. You look at stuff like the Palace game, right? Ross Barkley playing lovely balls, it's experienced passes, through the flanks over to Doughty. Doughty's crossing them in. We were first, I don't know if we still are, I don't really look at stats, but we were top of it in the Premier League. So I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And it was crosses into the box, like right in the middle, like good chances. And, against Palace in that first half, no one was in the box. We were crossing it in, no one was in there. That's where Morris should be, because he's very good at. He's not the fastest of players, but he's very good as an aerial presence. And he's over his 2 seasons at Luton, he scored some very good headers. Not quite this season, but more so last season. So we know he's good at it. And there has been times this season where he's, won the ball in the air over, so and so in defence, but he's just not being in the box and being that aerial presence that we know he can be. To get onto the end of things. And if he's in there having the chances, not quite scoring, then I won't be as disappointed. But it's just the fact that he's not even getting in there. It's just frustrating. And I feel, someone like Jacob Brown now that he's got 2 out of 2 goals, from coming on as well both times, let's bear that in mind. You've got to be starting him now and dropping him.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough there. But going into this game, right, as a Luton fan, you look at, you made a great point. We do have a lot better players than you, of course. But, is there a few in mind that you really sit there and be like, yeah, we can't give them too much time, on the ball?
I think it's mainly your wide players, to be fair. Saka, he's quality. I've always said that. Martinelli's another one I rate highly. It's them play. Even Odegaard to a certain extent, you can't afford to give him. I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but hasn't he started to play a little bit deeper?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But even though that's the case, still, I know he's a player that's very good at picking out passes, so we can't, give you guys space like that. But it's mainly your wingers and him, because his vision is very good.
Yeah, 100%, man. When I look at an Arsenal fan, as I said, I think some of the players I really pick up from you guys is, I think, Ross Barkley. Because obviously he's been a Premier League veteran, hasn't he? Obviously, I haven't really seen a lot of sounds in for you lot this season. He hasn't really played a lot, has he? He's only played about 4 games. Is it 5?
Yeah, like I say, he come in a bit later. And the other day he didn't start, and I was a bit shocked with that. I thought he would have, but yeah, he hasn't. He's still, again, he's similar to Barkley. Obviously, Barkley's had more games, but in the sense of still getting up to speed again. So
I was going to ask, who is that? Is it your defender who's been from all the way from League 2 to the Premier League?
Midfielder, Pelly Ruddock.
Has he been playing a lot in the Premier League though this season?
Well, ironically, the 2 games we've won, he's actually started them.
We started.
If you ask most Luton fans, if they take away their biasness because how long he's been at the club and all that, obviously I love the guy, but
yeah,
I don't think he's going forward, he's quite at this level. He's actually started both of them, but you wouldn't want to start him, sort of thing. You'd love to start Nakamba, say for example, alongside Ross Barkley, but obviously he's out, and he's one that's definitely not going to be available tomorrow, which is a massive blow for us because, like I say, he's the only actual CDM we've got other than Lokonga, but obviously he's been out for a bit of a longer time now, so and he wouldn't be able to play anyway. So it's one of them really, but. Yeah, he's been at the club for up, all the way up, which is absolutely crazy, and we're just waiting for that one time. We know he's going to do it. That one goal, that one Pelly Ruddock screamer in every league, and then that'll be a sick sending off. And when we do get our new ground eventually, obviously we'll have a Mick Arthur statue. He's been absolutely phenomenal. What a guy he was. Back in the day. The amount of times he's come in as interim manager for us as well. The recruitment, he definitely deserves one, and then Ruddock's after.
I was gonna obviously Samuel Lokonga how many games did he play for you this season? Because I know he's injured, right?
Yeah, he's injured. I think he's only played about 2 or 3. It's been that long since he's been out. I can't even remember now.
Because when we got rid of him, because honestly, I'll be real, he wasn't good. He wasn't never going to get into our midfield. He's a young player, he's got some good potential, and I honestly thought a move to Luton would be perfect for him because he'd be playing week in, week out for you lot, to be honest. Because I look at your midfielders, as you said, you signed Ross Barkley. Is that, what's his name? Nakamba, is that the one you signed from Villa?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Is he any good as well?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Obviously, we had him on loan last season, and, obviously I know that was the Championship, but, you could see that he was... out of the squad last season, you could see he was that next level of being able to play in the Premier, and he just gets stuck in. And the thing is, like a game like Brentford the other day, he wouldn't have let them have that much space they had at times. He'd be getting stuck in. So it's going to be a big miss tomorrow, man. He is, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So with Samuel Lokonga, obviously. You've seen him two only a few occasions, right? What was your thoughts on that? Obviously, signing coming from Arsenal as well.
I thought I was a bit skeptical about it because yes, he's got that experience, like you say. But I did watch a lot of his time at Palace last season on loan, and I just
Yeah,
wasn't really convinced. And Palace, you would say, even though we beat them, you would say they're better, so they got better players than us. And you'd think he would have stepped up, but he didn't really do too much for me. But it's a difficult one because he's still a player we're missing because we've only really got 2 CDMs at the club, if I think about it. So he's going to be a bit, and it's one where him and Nakamba being out, it also isn't a benefit for Ross Barkley because Ross Barkley obviously is more of an attacking midfielder, and right now he's had to be a defensive one. He's still doing a wicked job there, but it's not ideal. You want to see him going forward, and he has a good pop shot, so we want to see that at some point as well. But yeah, it's one of them. Like what I have seen, he's done okay, but I wouldn't say he's been one of them that's been like right instantly like up there for one of the best players.
yeah. Look, talking about obviously Luton this season, right? For me, you've definitely. Well, I didn't expect you to be doing this well, in my opinion, because I mean, you look at the teams, as you said right at the start, Sheffield United. You're doing a lot more better than them this season, and I reckon you could finish above them. Same with obviously who else you got down there. You got the likes of Burnley as well, not doing ground and Vincent Company, right? You're currently obviously 17th as well. Obviously, Everton getting a point deduction. What is it in January as well? I know it'd be massive for you. What is it that you need to do in January so you can have the confidence that you can sit there and say, all right, we're actually going to stay up in this league?
For me, we need to extend Townsend's thing, which I believe we will do. If the defensive injuries carry on like this, we need to get another defender for me because we've currently got 5 centre backs out as it stands.
Wow.
And bear in mind, we do play with a back three with wing backs. So,
Yes.
you've got to look at that as well. And I would say someone experienced striker as well. And I did say that in summer to even help Morris. Even if it's one of them where Lokonga and Nakamba come back, if we can, change up to what we did play a few times at the start of the season, which was essentially 2 CDMs again, but a cam, and then 2 strikers. I feel if we get someone experienced to help Morris, even change it up, go whoever this experienced striker of Brown, I feel that will massively benefit us. And I've seen a lot of neutrals saying as well that have managed to watch a lot of our games and saying, they feel if we get someone experienced up front, we got a very good chance of staying up because the defence, to be fair, none of them are actually Premier League experience, going into it. And I was a bit, worried. I thought we should have maybe got. I wanted one experienced player in every position, that's played.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got that goalkeeper, Tim Krul. We got that midfield, Ross Barkley, and then obviously now we've got that up front with Townsend or on the wing, whatever you want to say. But we didn't quite have it in defence, so I was a bit sceptical in a way. Like obviously, I know we got Mendy from Man United, but he didn't play in the Premier League. He only played in the Champions League at times. So if the injuries keep going on, I'll say defence, and then 1 or 2 players that I think will go. Dan Potts and James Shea. James Shea is currently the 3rd choice keeper. He was at Arsenal once upon a time.
All right.
And Dan Potts, like I say, he's one of them where apparently he was going to be back for this game, like selection. But he hasn't played in the Premier League at all. And I feel going forward as it is, he's not good enough, So get rid of them 2 and then extend Townsend's thing and get an experienced striker, and then you might need to ship someone else out like Woodrow or someone like that because he's just getting injured every left, right, and centre as well. Man.
Yeah. Talk about the record, by the way. I know the last time we played each other was like in the 19 but apparently we've got an awful record when it comes to playing you at your home ground. So, we have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But talking about obviously your team news now, I know you just said you had 5 centre backs out, man. But so is it like with Luton, you're like destroyed with injuries at the moment then?
Yeah. proper when it comes to defensive players, whether that's obviously CDMs, like I say, Nakamba and Lukonga are out. Obviously, Lukonga can play anyway, but he's another one. And then obviously the defence. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I said 5, but not all of them are guaranteed. But they're more than more than unlikely.
Yeah.
Unlikely sort of thing. So yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one. Like when I was doing my show, I was thinking, I don't even know who's going to go there. Do you know what I mean? Are we going to have to put Dan Potts in first ever game against you guys high flying? It's not ideal, but
I mean, that is what I was going to comment on next. Is your predicted lineup for obviously Luton, sort of like obviously the formation you'll play, and what you think Edwards will go for.
So at least goalkeeper's easy enough to go with.
Yeah.
Kaminsky, at least that's one. The back three, I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna guess really. I'm gonna say Bell left centre back, which is not ideal. He's better as a wing back, but from what I'm hearing, it sounds like we're gonna have to make do with that. Lockyer in the middle. He was one that got injured, but they're gonna see what his fitness is like tomorrow. They said so. I'll take it as he'll be in because we literally need him or Menji. At least one of them. Ideally both, but I reckon one will be out, one won't be. So I'll go Lockyer in the middle, and then I'll go Osho on the right. Recent games he's played on the left side of centre back, and he ain't done too bad. To be fair, his second ever game was against Liverpool, and I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. In the Premier League. Villa, he weren't too bad to be fair either. But yeah, I'll go them lot. And then the wing backs, I'll go Ryan Giles. Like I said earlier, I feel this is a game where let's go at them a bit like we did with Liverpool at times. Let's have them opportunities. Direct, his crossing is quality. So get them crosses into the box, get someone onto it. Do you know what I mean? So I'll go with him, and then on the other side I go Kabore, and I feel it's good to make the most of Kabore now because obviously we're playing Man City on Sundays on loan there, so he more than likely can't play. So I'll go with him. The two CDMs, I'll go Ross Barkley and Ruddock. Like I say, obviously Nakamba's out, so we can't go with him. Ideally, I'd love to go Nakamba and Barkley, but obviously he's out, so I'll go with them. And then essentially the three up front, so it's two behind and then one up front. That's how I'm going to go. I'm going to go Benny on the left. Like I say, it's hard to not play him. Townsend on the right, put Townsend back in for a start, especially in this type of game, experience. And then up front, I'm going to drop Morris and I'm going to go with Jacob Brown. 2 out of 2 goals.
Mate, fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. I think that is a decent team, especially I look at like Townsend. That guy, I remember when he's at Palace, yeah. This guy's if we can see the free kick, yeah, I'm gonna be worried. Because that guy's a free kick specialist, man. So some of the free kicks I remember him scoring were, insane. But yeah, fair enough, man. That is your lineup. So I'm gonna ask you this, man. Confidence levels going into the game, and finally your score prediction. Do you think you can beat Arsenal at Luton?
I'd love to say that. But the thing that worries me going into it is just the injuries, defensively, because the players we're going to be might having to put there are not mainly centre backs. Like say Amari Bell, he's not a centre back; he's a wing back. And I just feel you've got some quality wingers. Like I say, I rate Saka so highly. Same with Martinelli. They play even Trossard to come on if he's not injured or anything. The only player I'm not really feared of, but I don't know if he will start is Nketiah. But your wingers, it could be long on that right hand side. You know what I mean? It could be long for us, and like I say, the CDMs as well, they're not CDMs, but we're gonna have to play like that even still at home. I just believe we won't be that passive. We need a performance. As long as the performance is there, I'll be happy. Because like I said earlier, you guys are high flying. As long as we, give you a lot of game, which I believe we will have to bounce back, in some sort of way, with a performance level, because that Brentford one was awful. So yeah, I'm gonna say a famous 1-0 win for Arsenal.
Yeah, mate, and I've gone with exactly that as well. I do think you lot will give us a really good game. I look at it as well. I think it's obviously tomorrow at 8:15 under the lights as well. Your fans will be buzzing for it. Arsenal, especially when you're at home as well. I feel like, you guys will give us a very, very good game. And I've gone 1-0 to us this season. It's sort of been like that for Arsenal this in terms of away games. We keep many clean sheets away as well. And it's just sort of been like, Palace to start the season, we won 1-0, Brentford, we won 1-0, so I feel like it's going to be like one of those types of games, man. But yeah, I want to say, bro, good luck for the rest of the season as well. And I have to get you on again when I think we play. I don't know when it is, but when you come to the Emirates, I have to get you on again, man. And we'll obviously preview that game as well. But yeah, look, I really hope you lot stay up as well, man. And I don't know what, I've got a funny feeling you lot, and it may come down to like the last couple of games, you lot will just survive, So yeah, all the best for the season, man. And look, may the best team win for tomorrow. I really appreciate you coming on as well. Just one more time, bro, let everyone know where they can find you, and also your content coming up as well, bro.
Yeah, just T-Boys TV, like you see there, and obviously, like I said earlier, Josh kindly put it in the title as well. Like I say, obviously, I did a preview earlier to the game on my channel with my dad, and yeah, we're not so confident going into it. Obviously, understandable, but yeah, do check that out. And yeah, like I say, tomorrow I'm doing a little mini vlog from home with my mate who's an Arsenal fan. So yeah, do tune into that. And yeah, there'll be a reaction the next few days to it, and then yeah, build up to Man City next. You know what I mean? It gets even better. You know what I mean? So yeah, but like I say, thank you for bringing me on, Josh, mate.
No worries, man. No worries. Big up yourself as always, man. And guys, make sure, as he said, literally, you could go to the title right now. You click the blue app. It takes you straight to the channel. You can hit subscribe. It's that easy, people. I haven't already. Make sure you do it. Big up everyone in the chat as well. We got another Luton fan in here. Big up to you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, big up Stephen, one of my regulars. Big up to
yourself. Big up to you, man. Big up. We got a Newcastle fan, Geordie. Big up, man. We got Moss.
Yeah, another one that tunes in. So big up yourself, Geordie, mate.
We got Paul. Big up to you as well, mate. Jordan as well. I think he came on your chat. You went on his channel when you.
When we played Liverpool, went on his.
Yeah. So big up to you, Jordan, as always, man. But yeah, we're getting out of here, guys, and tomorrow there'll be obviously watch along, match reaction, player ratings, all that stuff, people. Look forward to the game tomorrow. Hope for an Arsenal win, of course. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Big up everyone who's tuning in as always. We're out of here. Come on, the Gunners.